The layers to Survivor are mind-boggling. I might be evil, I might be crazy, I don't know.
It's a test.
I'm gonna start chaos.
3, 2, 1, ready, set, go.
I'm John, and I really care what people think of me.
I'm gonna burn down this island.
We'll run things in the shadows. I'm a wolf in wolf's clothing.
You didn't make the fire, I made the fire. Who knows what's about to happen?
You wanted Survivor! You got Survivor!
A new season of Survivor starts September 18th on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Every season of Survivor is a story. There are main characters, sidekicks, comic reliefs, and villains. A good season of Survivor tells a compelling story with characters you love and characters you hate in hopes that it all ends in a satisfying conclusion. Each story that we look at together will go through one character's journey from beginning to end, while analyzing every character moment and strategic move to determine whether they were a hero or a villain and whether they were a good or bad strategist. With that, welcome to Once Upon an Island. Now for reference, we are only observing what the TV show is showing us and what stories being told through the show. No future seasons will be mentioned, but I may include secret scenes and behind the scenes footage to flesh out the story being told, and all character moments and strategic moves are interpreted with the mindset of what the story is trying to tell us. And now with that,
Who will have what it takes to outwit, outplay, and outlast all the rest? This is Survivor 47.
Here we are, Survivor 47, the 7th New Era season and the 15th in Fiji. Rachel LaMont, a 34-year-old graphic designer from Michigan, is on the Yellow Gada tribe, and believe it or not, the Mat Chat that was pretty much abandoned in its traditional format after Survivor 45 and 46 is back, and she isn't asked a darn thing. Okay then. We then get the opening challenge between all three tribes to see who will win reward, and
Rachel and Annika trying to make them a lot of time for Gada. Gada with a lot of enthusiasm right now. They got here last. Can they finish first? It's over. Gada wins. Tribe surprise. That's it.
holy crap, are we actually going to do a New Era season story where the person we are tracking is not on the Hot Mess tribe? That would be rare. We then go to camp and John says, oh yeah, I run a podcast nowadays, but back in the day, I wrote speeches for Obama. Dude, read the room. You gotta know what show you're on. Every American here knows that if they win this show, it's not even $1 million. It's 600 grand by the time Obama takes it. Big mistake. Does this cause what we're about to see? I don't know, but Sierra does say, hey, me, Sam, Annika, and Rachel, we should vote out Andy or John first. And they're like, yeah, cool, whatever. Although Andy does say he can see Rachel as someone he can hitch his wagon to, whatever that means. Rachel says, yeah, Andy's nice, but he might be an idiot in the game. How dare she? This will not be proven true many times in this very video. Andy, by the way, is super insecure, especially for someone in his 30s, and he talks to Rachel about how insecure he is, hoping that she will make him feel better. And she's like, yep, okay, buddy. And he says, ugh, she didn't help me solve my woes at all. Dude, you need more than Rachel to help you there. Just understand this. Andy gets jealous when people cheer for the Obama speechwriter cracking open a coconut and not him. Amazing. We then go to the immunity challenge where, as they are losing, Andy lays down in dramatic fashion and Jeff has to have medical check in on him. It's a whole thing, but they do lose immunity, and then
I was gonna be booed out tonight. No. I give it everything. They were gonna boot me out.
Okay, but they haven't voted you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, just emotion.
So Andy, give everybody else the update.
I was fighting for my life. I'm on the bottom. I see it in their eyes when they don't. I crack open a coconut and they didn't cheer for me. They cheered for John, and they don't like me. My best friend out here is John, and as they were finishing the puzzle, I was thinking I was gonna throw him under the bus to try to stay.
what the heck, Andy? He has to be the first to go, right? How can you trust him moving forward if he's willing to say all this in front of everyone on like what, day 2 or 3? The reality is that he is valuable to the tribe for his physical strength, and Rachel sees that he is more loyal to her than anyone else. Doesn't really mean much, Andy's not loyal, but he's more loyal to her, I guess, than anyone else, despite being a ticking time bomb. Oh, and guess what? They're keeping him.
First person voted out of Survivor 47, John. John, the tribe has spoken.
Do you want to tell me what videos I should make? Well, the patrons on Patreon pick 3 videos or more per month for me to make, and you can too. You also get to watch everything I make up to 6 months early and join our Survivor Fantasy League. If you're interested, then there's a link in the description. Thank you for your support. Now with that,
It's literally the Banu story.
Oh,
He goes, he's at the bar.
I know.
My thing is, I think we do the kumbaya.
Exactly.
again.
Inclusive.
And we gas him up.
Yeah.
One,
Keep them calm.
Keep them calm. Give us an easy out.
Absolutely.
We'll never know. Like,
Absolutely.
Moving forward, Andy is just the odd man out, and we do have an easy next vote. I have absolutely no interest in working with Andy in this game.
they kept Andy. I mean, I told you they were going to do it, but yeah, they kept Andy, the ticking time bomb. Oh boy. But now we are in episode 2, and I would be silly not to mention how the theme song has been played in the show. And once again, it gives us some hints for who the winner will be, though it is not as blatant as we saw in seasons 45 and 46. The first hint we get is that Teeny cannot win because Teeny's name is high up, but it's not as high up as Dee's from 45, meaning Teeny likely ends up somewhere between 4, 5, and 6, someone who probably makes the finale. But in bigger news is this out of place shot after Sam showing a woman, and only a woman, holding a torch in front of the logo, meaning a woman beats Sam. Yeah, these are the things the show puts together after everything is filmed, so they know what's gonna happen. They know how this plays out. Anyways, back at Gata, they have to treat Andy like a little kid by cheering for him when he chops open a coconut. They're like, oh, good for you, Andy. And Annika's like, Andy's like this toxic boyfriend that you gotta just like, you know, be on your toes about. It's a whole thing. Sam then finds an idol that is good for one tribal, lies to Rachel about it, and she believes him. So Gata goes on to win immunity, but during said immunity challenge, Rachel does this.
I have a question for Rachel.
Yes?
Did I see you putting some rice in your pocket?
You didn't see anything, Jeff.
Unbelievable. Empty your pockets.
Okay, sorry.
Shoplifting
I was trying to play smart.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you gotta empty them.
Rachel the rice thief. Was it worth a shot? I think so. Good on her. Why does Survivor tempt them by wasting food in a challenge instead of something like sand that they're not going to want to steal? Episode 3 is quiet for Rachel as her and Annika win their tribe immunity. And back at camp, Sierra is uncomfortable with eating the chickens they just won. Is Sierra vegetarian? No, she's just uncomfortable with how food is made. We then go to episode 4 where an alliance is made between Sierra, Annika, and Rachel. Who is actually serious about this alliance? Annika and Rachel. Who is not? Sierra, who refuses to eat chickens even though she eats chicken. We then go to episode 5 where Survivor swaps all 3 tribes into 2 random teams for the reward challenge, and Rachel's team wins a trip to the sanctuary where good things happen, TM. What food do they win? Well, everyone each gets 1 dry hot dog, no condiments. Yeah, does anyone else remember when Survivor had a reward on the Great Wall of China? That was awesome. But we do learn that Caroline of the Blue Tribe likes Rachel. Sweet, but back to the chickens. It has been 2 episodes. Has Sierra caved and let them eat them? No. Instead, they bring the chickens to the immunity challenge and trade them with Jeff for 18 eggs. 3 chickens pack so many more calories than 18 eggs. What a bad trade. What a waste. They had 3 chickens. Rachel and Sam then lose them immunity by only a few seconds. And back at camp, she tries to trick Andy into thinking they're all voting Sam when in reality, they're all voting him. He doesn't buy it, and at Tribal Council...
First vote, Annika. Andy, 1 vote Annika, 1 vote Andy. Annika, 2 votes Annika. 5th person voted out of Survivor 47, Annika. Annika, the tribe has spoken.
CBS Wednesday, an already unpredictable season.
We're coming here?
I'm in trouble. Breaks all the Survivor rules.
There's one more twist.
I gotta come up with a new plan.
Gotcha. I want to crush our Survivor dreams.
I'm playing this game on a whole nother level.
I'm fixing to squish him like a bug.
1 will be safe, 12 will not. Survivor, new CBS Wednesday at 8/7 Central and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Rachel got duped by Sierra. Andy thinks he led the charge, but really, this was Sam and Sierra with Andy in tow. But now it is time for the marketing merge. Well, it's time to earn the merge, but that doesn't stop the show from marketing this episode like it's the actual merge. It's a whole thing. everyone arrives at their new camp and there's a sign that says, "Somewhere out there is an advantage in the next challenge." Exciting, right? Not really. As a few minutes later, everyone goes, whatever. It's so funny in retrospect. They go, whatever. Advantages are less important than bonding with other players, which is so true. Other players vote for a winner at the end, not advantages or idols. But I need to catch you up on some very important things. You see, Rachel has been on the tribe with no running gags. I know, very sad. It sucks. But let's get caught up on everyone else who has jokes about them in the show. You see, Sue is 59, but she's telling everyone she's 45 and no one's called her out on this. Genevieve has a third eye where she had like this whole scene where she sees what Keyshawn, who by the way is already out of the game, but she was seeing like everything he was saying about her, which included, "What about Genevieve?" And Rome is a modern day Coach Wade. That's my description for him. Unfortunately, everyone wants Rome gone because while he thinks he is playing 4D chess, he isn't even playing checkers. Back at camp, Rome tries tricking everyone into ganging up on Saul, and Rachel just plays along. So we go to Tribal Council where it is mentioned how flawed the reoccurring game mechanic of 3 people going on a journey and getting a shared idol is. This happened again this season. I didn't bring it up because it's inconsequential to the game like it has been every single time, but here, Jeff actually lets Rome sit in his spot at Tribal Council and explain why this is a dumb mechanic.
Tell the group, and I will listen, why the amulet advantage is not good.
We've got an amulet advantage out there right now. We know that 3 people have the amulet. They all went on a journey together. Usually when you go on journeys, when you come back, you tell your whole tribe what happened. So everyone knows who has the amulets right now. And everyone knows that the amulet by itself has no power. You have to use it together with the other 2 people. So the only options is target the other 2 people so that you have all the power with the amulet, or say, I don't want to be one of the 2 targets. Let me just go ahead and get rid of this thing right now. We'll use it together. That way we don't have a target on our back. And I think that, as a group, sums up the amulet advantage right now in the game.
Well done, well done.
So true, Rome, so true, but Rome is voted out. Rome, if you want to, roam around the world. We move on to episode 7, where Teeny proposes an all-women's alliance, and the show flashes back to Eric, giving up immunity to Natalie. Can this guy catch up? Why can't they give him a break? It has been 31 seasons. The show wasn't even in HD back then. Anyways, we go to the immunity challenge, where, long story short, everyone is randomly split into 2 teams. One team features Rachel and the entire blue tribe, who lose immunity, except Kyle, who somehow wins immunity despite finishing in 3rd. Don't ask questions, just accept results. And basically, Rachel is done. She is flying solo, and this lame twist they won't stop doing every season has screwed her game.
My gut is just on the ground. This is worst case scenario. There's just nothing you can do in certain situations if you draw the wrong colored rock and you just get put between a literal rock and a hard place. You can always hope that there's divisions and cracks within original tribes, but you can't look at 5 Tuku members and 1 Gata member and not think, well, that's easy.
Dum da dum dum. Dum da dum 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 dum. It's so dumb. Rachel's so obviously going, and she knows that all of these ex-Blue Tribe players telling her otherwise are just lying. They're blowing smoke up her butt. Yeah, she knows. We then go to Tribal Council where Rachel plays dead and says, yeah, we all know where this is headed, Jeff. What's the point? People are just lying to me to make me feel good. But then, plot twist.
All right, it is time to vote. Sue.
Jeff, about 20 minutes, and I mean 20 minutes, before we left for Tribal, I found a scroll in my bag. When Jeff says it's time to vote, announce that you have the safety without power advantage. You will leave Tribal Council immediately. You will not cast a vote, but more importantly, you cannot be voted out.
Congratulations, someone wants to help you at tonight's Tribal Council. This take your pick advantage allows you to choose between block a vote or safety without power. After tonight's Tribal Council, this advantage holds no power. Good luck. Oh my God, who sent this?
Someone has sent me like power in this game when I am the least powerful I've ever been, and it's incredible. I cannot believe it's happening.
So let me get this straight. Survivor created a problem with a dumb twist and then provided a solution to said problem. And instead of Rachel getting screwed, Tiana does. Great, fantastic. So like, when can we have a normal twist-free merge episode? Is that in the cards? Anyways, Rachel says, I am so glad to have survived that nonsense, and Saul reveals to her that it was him who saved her. How nice of him. We then get the Survivor auction where Rachel wins a covered item of burger and fries. Might I add, she even called what it was going to be before Jeff revealed it. And he sounded kind of annoyed when she did this. But anyways, as she eats her food,
All of a sudden, I see a tiny little piece of paper in my fries. And I'm just like, what is it? Has anyone else noticed it? But I finally get a moment where I'm going to check on my clothes at the clothesline, and I have a moment to myself.
There's a hidden immunity idol sewn into the corner of your tarp. Oh my God. Okay. Wish I would have known that last night when I was alone in the shelter.
I flipped up the edge of the tarp so I could do it from underneath so no one could see that it was ripped.
Oh my God.
I got it. Look at this guy. Survivor bucket list. I genuinely can't believe I pulled it off. In broad daylight in front of a lot of people. Last night, I was seconds from being voted out, and now I'm holding an idol that nobody knows about. That is the epitome of like a Survivor turnaround.
holy cow, Rachel has stumbled into good luck twice now. It isn't like she chose to be gifted the safety without power, and she had no idea this covered item had the note. It was all happenstance, and hey, luck being on your side, it's a good thing. But good on her for acquiring that idol without a soul catching her. Things don't go well for too long for Rachel, as since she escaped near death last episode, people are like, yeah, Rachel's gotta go. She escaped death, she's gotta go. Now, namely, this is led by Caroline, and what about Genevieve? I mean, sorry, just Genevieve. They say Rachel is a sneaky threat to win. She is? Okay. Kyle wins immunity yet again, and back at camp, the debate is between Sierra or Rachel for who should go. Saul steps in and says, no way am I letting Rachel go after I just saved her in the last episode. Nice. That is twice now that Saul has done his best to save Rachel. Keep that in mind, at some point she's gonna have to return the favor to him. So we go to Tribal Council where...
Jeff? I thought I knew what was going on coming into this tribal tonight, but the longer the tribal went on, the more this feeling of dread filled my stomach. And I was supposed to go home last tribal, and I don't want any shoulda, coulda, wouldas, so
Good for you.
I played my shot in the dark.
Rachel, you are not safe.
I kind of had this gut feeling throughout tribal that there's something going on, but I didn't know what. And so I played my shot in the dark. I played it to gauge the reactions of everyone at tribal to see if they were looking worried or surprised. And based on the reaction that everyone had when I played my shot in the dark, I did not feel like I was the vote, and I didn't play my idol.
That was by far the best way to use the shot in the dark that I've ever seen. For what is generally a useless advantage in the new era, Rachel's actually made it useful. Not in the way they planned, but good on her. Guess what? Sierra is voted out. Yeah, should have eaten the chickens, but seriously, mad props to Rachel for keeping a cool head despite at one point being at the bottom of this game. Twice. But let me be real with you, this episode, it's a lot of nonsense. At one point, Jeff takes away 4 players' votes, and then they have to play Jenga to see who gets their vote back. Right, that's what I was saying. What you're thinking in your head, that's what I was saying. Spoilers, Rachel keeps her vote, so back at camp, Genevieve is spearheading the movement to get out Saul. Yes, the same Saul who has saved Rachel twice, and Rachel goes, yeah, that sounds good to me. Dang, Rachel, that's evil. She then tells Sam this, and...
You're working with Tuku. You're blindsiding one of the lava. Is it Saul? I won't
Just don't blow up my spot, okay?
Okay, I won't. You're going home tonight. So shut up. Let's go. Are you serious? I just found out 2 seconds ago. Removed. Rachel. She was like, Sam, please don't blow up my spot. And that's exactly what I'm doing. They're telling you it's me, telling me it's Kyle, and they're voting you out.
What?
Yeah, that's what Saul just told me, and that's what Sam told him.
Wow, Sam is desperate, and there is no way she can ever trust him now. And guess what? At Tribal Council, Saul's voted off, and Rachel's a part of that. Dang, and after he saved her twice too. But in reality, this Saul vote off is all credited to, Genevieve. Back at camp, Rachel consoles Teeny, who feels betrayed by Genevieve. And in reality, Genevieve is now target number 2 behind Kyle, who has won 3 immunities so far, though one was like a 3rd place win. We're gonna get into that. Genevieve doesn't want Kyle out like everyone else though. She wants Rachel. She says Rachel's the real long-term threat. We then go to the immunity challenge where Kyle wins, but before that, Jeff tries to bait people into losing their vote for Rice, and they go, what if, Jeff, instead of like we lose our votes and everything else you want to do, we just give you our shots in the dark? Yeah, an almost worthless advantage that Rachel found some use for in this last episode. But Jeff, he falls for it. He doesn't think it's worthless. He goes, what? And makes the deal. Easy win for the players, good for them. Back at camp, people say, we can't get Kyle out, but we can get his buddy Gabe. So they all vote and...
First vote, Gabe. Genevieve, 1 vote Genevieve. Genevieve, that's 2 votes Genevieve. Gabe, we're tied, 2 votes Gabe, 2 votes Genevieve. Gabe, that's 3 votes Gabe. Gabe, that's 4 votes Gabe. 10th person voted out and the 3rd member of our jury. Gabe, that's 5, that's enough. Need to bring me your torch. Gabe, the tribe has spoken.
Episode 11 sees Teeny, Andy, Rachel, Caroline, and Sue, who is only 45 years old, make a final 5 deal and call themselves the Underdog Alliance. Mind you, it is the final 8 and the 5 of them makes for an easy majority, but you know, I'm not gonna knock them here. Calling it an Underdog Alliance sounds good, like they're all on the bottom, and it might keep them united. We then see a journey boat pull up to the beach. Mind you, there's been more journeys this season. I've just ignored them because they have been inconsequential, to say the least. Anyways, a journey boat pulls up to the beach. People draw rocks to see who will go, and it is Rachel. Oh boy, I love journeys. I say this sarcastically, but this one, it's different. Rachel has to complete a puzzle in less than 3 minutes, or her puzzle is getting ripped into the ocean. So...
That was fast.
Imagine if Rachel's hand was stuck in the puzzle when I left the barge. That would have been hilarious for us, the audience. Bad for Rachel, obviously, but hilarious for us. I can just imagine now. She's like, hand stuck in the puzzle, goes in the ocean. She's like, ah! And that's yeah, okay. Yes. Upon arriving back at her camp, she lies about the journey, and Sam knows this, but screw Sam. He has never been on her side anyways. We then get a secret scene which has Rachel saying, how come Kyle gets to win all the immunities? What about Genevieve? I mean, what about Rachel? So get this, she pulls it off and says she channeled her husband's patience to do so. Nice. Back at camp, people say Kyle? Kyle. So they all vote and...
11th person voted out and the 4th member of our jury. Kyle, that's 4, that's enough. Need to bring me your torch. Kyle, tribe has spoken.
Episode 12 sees people get serious about Rachel. Sure, Caroline and mostly Genevieve have wanted her gone, but now Sam sees the light too. Teeny, who is so oblivious in this game, mind you, snitches this info to Rachel, thinking it absurd that Rachel's seen as a big threat. Is she a big threat though? People perceive her to be, likely because she keeps escaping death by the skin of her teeth. Sam then wins reward, takes Genevieve and Andy with him, and back at camp, Teeny is ticked. Teeny says, ugh, why didn't Sam take me on reward? I would have flipped to him and Genevieve to vote with them. What? Teeny then goes on a tirade about how Sam was probably a popular guy in school who was asked by teachers to move the desks in the classroom. Seems oddly specific. Time for therapy. Yeah. Well, anyways, when Sam, Genevieve, and Andy get back from reward, Andy says, I am concerned that Genevieve has an idol. Strange, we know Rachel has an idol and a block of vote, but earlier in the season, there was red paint found in the forest and no one knows who caused the mess. That could have been an idol. So we go to the immunity challenge where...
And she's in, it's over! Rachel wins! Individual immunity! Guaranteed a spot in the final 6!
Once again, save tonight at Tribal Council. Cannot be voted out of this game. You will have a spot in the final 6.
That win may have been more important than Rachel even knows. Back at camp, due to worries about Genevieve's idol, the 5-person Underdog Alliance decides to split their votes between Sam and Genevieve. Now, Rachel thinks this is dumb. She says, I could just block Sam or Genevieve's vote, making sure that no matter what, we get our way. But Andy says, now, save your block of vote for next time. Okay, then. So they all vote at Tribal Council, and...
If anybody has an advantage or an idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so. First vote, Sam. Genevieve, 1 vote Sam, 1 vote Genevieve. Caroline, we're tied. Sam, that's 2 votes, Sam. Genevieve, we're tied again. Caroline, we're tied. 2 votes, Sam. 2 votes, Genevieve. 2 votes, Caroline. 1 vote left. 12th person voted out of Survivor 47 and the 5th member of our jury. Caroline, need to bring me your torch? Caroline, the tribe has spoken.
There is a 5-person alliance called the Underdog Alliance, and I've been voting with them. It's highly unrealistic we pull any of them.
Oh, really?
There is no chance. The goal is build suspicion that one of you has an idol. If we do that, they will be compelled to split the vote. Then all I have to do is swing my vote over to you guys, and we take out Rachel. It really is high time for me to go for broke. We have to milk the time that we have on the sanctuary to put together a very difficult mission. This is not simple. It's going to require thorough planning, a lot of stealth, and just pure execution.
This is a reward with Italian food. I think Operation Italy is good. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
That's the plan to knock out Rachel at the final 7.
Yeah. This is the biggest heist of season 47 of Survivor, and we're calling it Operation Italy.
All right. Tonight we're going to have 2 challenges and 2 tribal councils. Welcome to a special 2-hour episode of Survivor 47.
I just listened to their entire conversation.
That was insane to do. She's gonna burn them bad.
That's not going to happen. Go from 6 to 5 to 4. Here we go.
The Survivor season finale begins CBS Wednesday at 8/7 Central and streaming on Paramount Plus.
See, Rachel needed to win immunity because I doubt she was playing her idol otherwise, and Operation Italy would have screwed her, not Caroline. But anyways, for monetary reasons, this season splits up the finale into 2 episodes, so here we go with part 1. Andy is back at camp pleased that his epic move paid off, but what I don't think he knows is how the jury looked unimpressed, to say the least, when he pulled it off. They go, oh, Andy flipped again. Cool. He established this behavior in episode 1 with John, and no one has forgotten it since. Rachel realizes it is her and Sue, who is only 45 years old, by the way, versus the world. Why is that? Well,
Everyone could see the target that Rachel has put on her back.
Saul saved her. She took out Kyle with beating him in the necklace and became the challenge champ after him. And I think she has a really close relationship with Caroline.
We know who we need to get rid of if we want to win the game.
She can't win.
So
She cannot win. She cannot win.
I think everything is kind of crystallized, and we just have to gun for the immunity necklace.
Genevieve, I told you do have nerves of steel. When you didn't play that thing, I was like, wait a minute.
I found out Genevieve does have an idol, and that she has balls of steel to have not played it yet.
Flippantini. No, literally, Flippantini. Rachel channeled her inner Sandra Diaz-Twine when spying, so the next day she tells her only trusted ally that she has the idol. Risky, and I don't know why she did it, but she did it. We then see, what about Genevieve? Win immunity, and Rachel goes, screw me, I wanted her gone. Back at camp, Rachel plays dead so perfectly. I want to say Rachel's hamming it up, like I was going to write that down in my script, but no, she's not. She's actually playing the dead role perfectly and has Sam and Andy thinking she's done. She even cries. Now, I believe her emotions are real, but it's all a ploy. A good ploy, but a ploy nonetheless. But then Andy, thinking Rachel's being voted out for sure, starts to talk himself up and how amazing his game is. He thinks Rachel's going to the jury, and he's jury pandering here. He's making her feel good about him, so she spreads the good word about Andy to the jury. Yeah, Rachel's like, he's not really a goat, is he? He's got to go. So we go to tribal council, where Rachel continues to play dead and lets the rest of the cast talk up about how big of a threat she is in front of the jury. Man, oh man, just doing the work for her, huh? So they all vote, and
If anybody has an advantage or an idol and you want to play it, now would be the time to do so.
I think the only thing better than attending your own funeral is knowing that you're going to wake up alive the next morning.
This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Rachel will not count. First vote, Rachel does not count. Rachel does not count. Rachel does not count. Andy, that's 1 vote, Andy. 13th person voted out and the 6th member of our jury.
Nice.
Andy, the tribe has spoken.
I want to point out that Rachel's move here elicited excited reactions from the jury, unlike Andy, who is met with groans and ughs. You know, back at camp, Rachel says Genevieve has got to go. What about Genevieve? But I don't know how to get her out of the game with an idol in her pocket. So Rachel wins her 3rd immunity, and Teeny drops a bombshell. Genevieve didn't find the red paint idol. No, Genevieve's idol is a fake that they created during Operation Italy. What about Genevieve? So they all vote at Tribal, and
If anybody has an advantage or an idol and you want to play it, tonight is the last night you can do so.
I found this immunity idol that I would like to play tonight for myself.
This is a hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast for Sue will not count. First vote, Genevieve. Sam, that's 1 vote Genevieve, 1 vote Sam. Sam, that's 2 votes Sam. Genevieve, we're tied. 2 votes Genevieve, 2 votes Sam, 1 vote left. 14th person voted out and the 7th member of our jury, Genevieve. Genevieve, the tribe has spoken.
They have.
It is a very big night for Survivor.
I want them to be sweating.
Take it in. This is what stands between you and $1 million.
I'm scared. I'm afraid of looking like an idiot. This season is going to come down to the wire.
I wouldn't have come out here and played if I didn't think I could win.
The finale of Survivor 47. The Survivor season finale, CBS Wednesday, 8/7 Central, and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Sue had the red paint idol, not Genevieve. Nice. At this point, Rachel is a lock to win this game. Literally, no one here is a threat to her, just as long as she makes Final 3. Rachel says, screw it, time to get my 4th immunity win and tie some notable Survivor legends like Kelly Wigglesworth and Tony Vlachos.
4 women have won 4 immunity challenges. But Sam is ripping through this early. Puzzles have not been his friend so far, but today might be a different story. There's now Rachel in the lead over Sam. There have been over 350 women that have played Survivor over 46 seasons. Only 4 have won 4 immunity challenges. That's it! Rachel's done it! Claims a spot in the final 3.
Congratulations.
And in the Survivor Hall of Fame. For the 4th and historic time, immunity is yours. You're in a very elite group now. Only 5 women, including yourself, over 46 seasons, have won 4 individual immunities.
By the way, Rachel's been safe, unable to be voted out at 6 of the tribal councils she has attended, the same number as a past winner in Mike Holloway. Very nice. The difference here is no one handed him any safety, he earned everyone, but on the flip side, Survivor didn't try to screw him with a post-merge twist either, so there's that. Anyways, Rachel says Teeny. By the way, here we are in the finale. Teeny's in the top 4, just like I said with the whole height of the name and how it doesn't line up with these. Anyways, Teeny's here in the top 4. Sam, she says, you and Sam are making fire and hopefully Sam loses. She even trains Teeny on how to beat Sam, but it does not work out at all as Sam beats Teeny in fire and now poses a small threat to Rachel.
Teeny, the tribe has spoken.
Here we go. Final tribal council. We have Rachel, the obvious front runner, versus Sam, who has a few allies in the jury, and Sue, who is only 45 years old. The format we saw in Survivor 46 is back where Jeff asked each individual juror to ask a question, but they have to do it from the bench. That way the show can choose who they want to cut out of the jury, aka who they don't want to hear from. I know, it sounds crazy, but it's the truth. We start with Saul, who asks Rachel,
give me one thing that I don't know about your game that will blow my mind.
I think Final 6, when I knew I was in trouble, I don't think I could have played that idol any more effectively. Having every single person in the game sell your game to the jury for you without you actually leaving the game, that was something that I've never seen on Survivor.
My response to Rachel, I was very intentional with the idea of elevating Rachel's threat level. I had to gas somebody up in front of everybody else so that nobody's looking at me, everybody's looking at Rachel.
I think the problem is you didn't take the threat out. saying you can't beat someone in front of the jury and then going to the end with them is not a strategy that I think is a very smart one.
Dang, Rachel, that was a good dunk on Sam. Gabe then asks the final three how they think they will be remembered and if it's important to them. Rachel says, I was an underdog who became a threat and I literally do not care about my legacy. An okay answer, but then the biggest bombshell of the night is dropped when Sue copies Sammy, who was only 19 years old, homework from Survivor 43 and reveals she's not 45, she's actually 59. Literally no one is surprised by this except Sam. Amazing, 10 out of 10. Caroline then asks everyone what their biggest mistakes were in the game and how they recovered from them. Rachel says, well, Operation Italy messed me up, so I spied and learned a lot of information. A good tie-in to Caroline since Operation Italy is what ended her game. Andy is next, and he asks,
The likes of Mike Holloway and Ben Driebergen are not highly ranked on your winner list.
Yeah.
But here you are, the Challenge Beast, and you have the worst voting record of this final three.
Yeah.
And so if you want my vote tonight, you really have to reconcile this.
Me, Mike Holloway in this game is not how I ever saw it happening. But I couldn't convince other people to do my bidding like I hoped I could out here. It just forced me to find a different way to play the game, like winning immunity.
I think Rachel said it well when she said she couldn't get people to do her bidding anymore. She lost a lot of strategic agency and social agency, which was the entire purpose of elevating her threat level and taking out one of her numbers. So I don't think she can reconcile. It was immunities and an idol in fries that got her to the end of this game.
I think it's easier to say that from your perspective where people weren't totally targeting you because
I got voted for more than anybody here. I'm the only one in the game that never voted incorrectly. I was voted for at 4 different tribal councils and received a total of 10 votes throughout this game. And I was somebody who you said multiple times, I need out of this game as a threat.
No need to dunk on Mike. He was also really good socially, and that's why most of the jury voted for him to win. I'm not sure why some people despise some winners' games. Sure, some are more boring than others, I won't argue that, but they did what they needed to do to win on their season, plain and simple. Sierra then asked Sam and Rachel to talk about how they overcame being on the bottom in this game, to which Rachel says she had to channel her husband and really dives into how she emotionally felt. It's a good contrast to all the strategic talk, and yeah, that is 5 out of the 8 jurors. We're done. The other 3 jurors didn't get to ask questions, or if they did, they were just cut out of the show, which is what I think happened. Rachel then closes Final Tribal with how she controlled the post-merge with advantages, immunity wins, and strategy. I cannot argue this. She finished this game strong. So Jeff reveals who won, and...
First vote, Rachel. Sam, 1 vote Rachel, 1 vote Sam. Rachel, 2 votes Rachel. Rachel, 3 votes Rachel, 1 vote Sam. Rachel, 4 votes Rachel, 1 vote Sam. The winner of Survivor 47, Rachel.
So let's break this down. How was Rachel as a character and as a strategist? Rachel was a bland piece of toast for me in the pre-merge, constantly being overshadowed by everyone else, not really standing out. But then come the post-merge, she really came into her own. Rachel did need some saving by Saul, and from there, she did not drop the ball. She took advantage of everything she got. She stayed cool, calm, and collected as she navigated being at the bottom of the game for so long that by the time the end game came, she won 4 immunities, played her idol successfully, and made sure that, like Mike Holloway, she was a big threat who no one could knock out. I mean, Rachel LaMont, what a good game. An impressive game, all things considered. Out of 15 character moments shown on the show, 9 were heroic and 6 were villainous, making Rachel a hero on Survivor 47. And out of 67 strategic moments shown on the show, 48 were smart and 19 were dumb, making Rachel a smart strategist on Survivor 47. Thanks for watching, and doubly thanks for liking and subscribing. I'll see you all next time.